Hey guys, it's John Trent here with BountyOnTheComics.com. I just got back from the theater with my wife. We went to go see A Quiet Place, directed by John Krasinski and starring John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I saw a bunch of celebrities raving about the movie. I wasn't going to go see it. My wife wanted to go see it, so we went. We just got back on a Wednesday night from seeing it. And I have to say, I was a little bit underwhelmed. Um, it wasn't as good as what people were hyping it up to be. I had low expectations going in. I mean, just from the previews and the trailer that I saw, it just, I don't know. There wasn't a it factor for me. Nothing really grabbed me from it. And the movie's just about John Krasinski and Emily Blunt's family. They're a family of five, and starts off they're in this small town. It looks like they might be in Iowa. They're corn farmers, which I'm not the most agricultural person, but it looks like I'm not sure how they still have corn, given that today's corn has to all be biologically engineered with new seeds every year. So I don't know if they have their seeds, but they had huge cornfields. So I think that might have just been nostalgia from Signs. It seemed like there was a lot of, I mean, the movie had a lot of nostalgia in it. There was a little alien vibe to it. There was the Signs vibe. I mean, there might even be a little bit of Predator vibe going on. But basically, the gist of the story is that everyone has to stay quiet because there's these monsters that are going to kill you if you make any kind of noise. What's interesting is that we kind of find out about that through some newspapers that are lying on the outside of this little CVS or Rite Aid or whatever it is that they're in, scavenging for. And it says it's the sound. And we later learn, once we get back to their house, that Krasinski has a sign in his basement of his home that tells you what their strengths are. They have armor. They respond to sound. There was a third one I can't remember, and he's trying to figure out what their weakness is. Actually, interestingly enough, we never see him trying to figure out their weakness or doing any kind of experimentations or testing to figure out how to defeat them. He is trying to communicate on a shortwave radio with anyone, but we don't know why he's communicating with them. And then there's also this whole scene where he goes up on the top of his grain silo and he lights a fire, and it seems like they're saying oh, we're still here, but we don't actually see anyone else really. There's one scene where we see an old man and his wife, and they get pretty brutally torn apart by one of these creatures. But there's almost no communication whatsoever between him and his neighbors. And with the fires, there's about 5 or 6 people at least in the surrounding area that were putting up fires. So I don't understand why he wasn't communicating with those people and trying to pool their resources. Seemed like they were all just kind of going at their own, which when you're dealing with this kind of alien predator doesn't seem to be a good idea. It doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Also, I don't know, so as far as it being a thriller, I wasn't really, I mean, there was maybe 2 times that I jumped in the entire movie, and none of them had anything to do with the actual aliens or that. It was more, there was this scene with these raccoons, and they get smashed by the alien, which you saw coming. And then so I knew it was coming, but I still had that jump anyways. I think that was the good with the audio. And then there was this other scene where Krasinski pulls his daughter away from the basement, which who knows why he was trying to keep her away from the basement, because like I said, the only thing he's got going down there is his radio and his workbench. And then as far as um, the scenes not being like there wasn't like scenes that made you like feel tense or thrilling. There was this one scene like at the end of the movie where it's probably supposed to be extremely emotional. Emily Blunt has a newborn child in her arms, and they're in a water. It's they're in the basement that's flooding, and the aliens there, or the monster, whatever you want to call it, and it's supposed to be like probably super suspenseful and thrilling, but it just didn't do anything for me. I didn't feel like they were going to be in danger. Um, they didn't just. I mean, we saw that they were like brutally savage and threatening, but I just didn't see them going to the point of like, okay, they're gonna like this thing's gonna kill a brand new born child and its mom. Like that just wasn't gonna happen. So maybe I just wasn't totally invested into that part of the film, but it just didn't do it for me. Um, and then overall, in general, I didn't think there was a lot of danger. Yeah, we saw like the monsters killing people, and in the opening scene, there's like a huge tragic moment for the family. But as far as like the main characters, there was no real danger for them. The only time they're actually in danger is when they put themselves in danger, when they either make a mistake or not even when they make a mistake. I mean, we saw them make plenty. We saw them make a couple of mistakes, and they didn't really have to pay for those mistakes. They were able to like get away. But the only time there was actually any real danger was when they specifically were trying to bait the monsters or act as a distraction, and they put themselves in danger that way. Um, so those are kind of like my big critiques of the movie. I think there was I think the danger factor was probably the biggest thing to me. That was an issue. What did you guys think of the movie? What did you think of A Quiet Place? Did you think it was really good? Did you think it was really bad? Let me know in the comments. And we'll be probably doing this for some other movies. We'll definitely be doing this for Avengers Infinity War. I'll be doing a review like this just after I get out of the movie. So stick with us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And all those links will be in the description below. Thanks. And once again, this has been John Trent for BountyInTheComics.com. I'll talk to you guys later.